Lord have mercy. Now I just hit this go live stream button and it just spun and spun and spun and spun around. I clicked it again and it spun and spun and spun around. But we're finally live. How's everybody doing tonight? Thank you so much. Well, it's nighttime here. I know it there, wherever you are, it's daytime. Man, let me tell you something. It's getting crazier and crazier and crazier in the United States. Now you got the orange melon felon, knucklehead, threatening congressman. Really? Our congressman in Colorado was one of them that was threatened. They want to hang and shoot, and because what? They don't like him? That's crazy. And that's giving people more and more reasons to get the hell out of the United States and find that other place to be. I don't know if you can hear me or if I'm still on because my go live button just popped up again. So hopefully we're live still. So put it in the chat, let me know for sure. Um, but hey, tonight we're going to just kind of go a little bit lighter. I'm not going to be here for 2 hours. I don't have that in me. Of course, my lovely is taking a needed rest. So she actually put me in charge and said, go for it, baby. So I'm going for it. So, you know, first, I guess I should introduce myself, maybe, just in case. Hi, everybody. I'm Rick. Welcome to Our Black Utopia. On this channel, we talk about money, travel, and retiring abroad as we build generational wealth. We help folks that look like us who forgot to plan we help them to get their money straight, retire on time, and maybe even early. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, give a thumbs up, hit that like button, and share this video. We're trying to get to 100,000 subs. And if you help us, we really would appreciate it. So one of the questions is, there's different words that you should visit if you try or wish to go move to a different country. And most of you are doing the thing. Most of you are already doing it, but there's a lot of people we get in our comments and stuff that have never been out of the United States. They don't know where to begin, how to begin, or who to talk to begin. So, of course, if they're here, hey, we're here to help them. So we're going to crowdsource this too. I want everybody to put in their ideas, what they did to help get to where they wanted to go or get to where they are planning on going. Put in the comments, put in the chat. Let's talk about it. So, one, why are folks looking for alternative destinations to move to? Why are so many African Americans even considering a move or moving? Is it rising hostilities, declining stability, wages that don't keep up with the cost of living, a healthcare system that fails Black women and Black men, even when they have an education and income? We talked about that, I believe, last week about the two mothers that almost lost their lives and possibly the lives of their children or babies because of the healthcare system in the United States. That's crazy. We had somebody made a comment saying how great the United States was, and they were never going to leave the United States or so because it was great. Then we had another comment saying the wife said that her husband ain't never going to leave the United States. He never wants to leave the United States. Well, I got a special announcement, a special note for you guys. Guys, you need to listen and hear your wives because they're trying to give you some knowledge on what's going on. If you're not paying attention to it, they know what's going on and they want the best for their family. They want their families to be safe. So pay attention to them. because they're in danger. They're in danger in this country. The black woman is in danger, and we need to preserve her. We need to watch out for her. So, something to keep in mind. So, safety concerns are not improving. People are exhausted and they're ready for options. I'm ready. I'm here. That's why I'm here. It's like, okay. I saw the writing on the wall a couple years ago. We both did, and we decided, hey, we need to do something different. So, another thing is what people don't know about moving abroad because they freak out. They hear different stories. Oh, you can't move to Mexico because of the cartel. You can't move here because of this. You can't move here because they don't like you. Portugal they started the slave trade. Okay, well and good. Well, for those that have never been out of the country, and if you're even mentioning stuff like that, you need to go visit before you start spouting stuff about what's going on. Just because you read it in a magazine or a paper or something like that, have boots on the ground. Go in and see for yourself. Because some of these places they're amazing. We were just in Colombia. I never once felt threatened. We felt very safe. It was a very modern neighborhood. I mean, even when we went to Comuna 13, I can't pronounce it. At least you could do it. I can't. Comuna today something. But yeah, even there. And that was the ghetto. But they were doing so much amazing stuff. They made it into a tourist destination. For real. They figured it out. They figured it out. So there's different things I always say you need to do. You need to know what, where, what, why, and how. Where do I want to go? You know, why do I want to go there to that specific place? How am I going to get it? How am I going to do it? And what do I want my life to look like when I do get there? Because you just don't want to go and be somewhere thinking, oh, this I'm gonna go here. I want to be on the beach and drink on mai tais and stuff, and just sit there and watch the beach. Some people that's good for. Some people it's not because it gets old. So you got to figure out, what your what is. What I want my life to be, my retirement to be, and how I'm going to get it. Okay, so tell me. I want to ask the question: if you could move tomorrow, anywhere in the world, okay, no jobs, no stress, no paperwork, where would you go? Put it in the chat. Type the country, the city, whatever you could think of. And then tell me why you chose that place. If you've been to it before, or if you've not been to it, but you kind of heard about it and are seen about it. We'll give people time to put it in, and we'll go around and we will say hey to folk. Make sure. Okay, see if there's any questions or anything. As you could probably tell, yes, I am a little nervous. Persona Wisdom says, I have to get out of Oz. Hey, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you because it's not getting any better. And we keep trying to say it's not going to get any better. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Hey, Karen Louise, happy holidays to you too. Yeah, it's going to get a lot worse than it, before it gets better. So, okay, so a lot of people I see Mexico, greetings from the DMV, most EU countries. Let's see, EU countries, Portugal, Avocado Queen. Oh, thank you for promoting us. Obrigado, Avocado Queen. Hmm. What is this? The benefits is that you can switch countries without returning to the US to reapply for residency somewhere new. But Portugal passport is more efficient and accomplish this mobility issue. Portugal is going through whatever they're going through right now. They're so far behind in the immigration thing, and it's frustrating. But hey, I think they got a whole lot more people. It got more famous more than they were understanding they would be. So yes. Okay. Okay. OBU. You can hear me loud and clear. You can see me. That is a good thing because yeah, my computer for the past couple of days have been tripping out. And it's always when it's like, okay, so now I have to do it. I'm doing the show and you know, it trips out on me. Good afternoon, Ballerina. How are you doing? Oh, double at 495. Hello, hello. How you doing? Go back up here. I didn't see any more questions or anything. Okay. Wise word CK1. CK, is that new? I like that. That's cool. That's cool. Ah, Amber Anderson, 7542. Hello, hello. Is it cold in Arizona? I know it got cold in Arizona, in the desert. Wow. Hey, Bobby, how you doing? Congratulations on getting your appointment. That's awesome, awesome. Okay. See what else. I'm not really running things. I'm just filling in, so to speak, filling in my half, so to speak. But yeah, I'm not really running things. But thank you. I appreciate that. I'm trying to do it and not look crazy doing it. So it's fun. It's interesting, but there's just a lot going on. So let's see. Hey, Christine, how are you? Hey, who else? Let me see. Let me see. Action VJ, of course, always loud and clear. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Uh, Parasani. Hello, hello. Okay, I don't see any questions or anything. That's good. So, I mean, if you do have questions, please put them in the chat. And oh, there's a question. There's one right there. I'll mark it. Okay, this thing keeps giving me thing because there was an error in LinkedIn. It requires that you. Okay, I don't know if I click that live button if it'll do something, so I'm not going to click it. Okay, go away. Flutterby. Hello, hello, Crystal. Hello, how are you? Preach. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know if I'd make a good preacher. How funny. It's funny how all these third world countries are way more advanced than we are. Oh, yeah. It's amazing and affordable. I mean, healthcare is affordable. You can pay out of pocket in some of these countries. It's not meant to make you go broke. It's not meant to make you go broke. Let's see, Mexico, Panama. Panama is such a cool place. It's heated though. It's warm. It's very warm. Lisbon, Portugal, Bangkok, Thailand. Bangkok is cool. You love it, Greta. It is really really cool. Panama City, cool. Panama City lived there before, and the Pensionado. Yeah, Panama City. I really like Panama City. Okay, let me see. Question. Halisi. Where's Halisi? Halisi is taking a well needed rest. She was tired, so she needs to take some time and just relax and not think about a whole lot of anything. So that's where she is. And she'll be back. Thanks for asking. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Uh, you guys are talking to each other. Okay. Ooh. So there's a lot of safety concerns in a lot of these, in the United States, that it gets crazier and crazy, and people are exhausted and they're ready for options. People don't know about moving abroad. Now here's the truth that no one really says out loud. Wanting a way out is one thing, but knowing how to get out is another. Most people don't know. Every country, and this is so, so true, has its own rules and quirks, just crazy little rules, things that go on that you're not really told about until you get there. Visa requirements are wildly different. Cost of living does not equal the cost of lifestyle. And you can actually leave before you have everything figured out. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to speak a language on day one. Eventually you should. You don't need, your full plan finished. You could be working on it. You just need a strategy and a willingness to look at life differently. Be willing to step out. So the key questions to ask are, before you start Googling visas, ask 4 questions. Where can I live? Where can I actually live well? Why am I staying where I'm now? How do I make this move financially doable? And what does freedom look like for me, not for my friends, not for my coworkers, not for social media? How does it look for you? These are not rhetorical questions. These are the foundations of your exit strategy. So ask those questions. Like I said, especially for somebody that hasn't done it before, hasn't been outside of the country or anything like that. Those are the questions you want to ask to start you off, to give you an idea of what you want, what you need, what you're looking for, how you want to go about getting it. So one thing we always do is, and I guess you could call this the feminist lens for Our Black Utopia's framework is now something you always hear from us. This is what you always hear from us on our Black Utopia is, you know, that we are feminists. And that means we don't push or wait for a protector narrative. We don't center men as leaders. We center strategy. And we rely on data, not vibes. Although the places you go to, vibes, they have a place. They have a place in there. And we recognize that women led decisions making often saves households. And that's why I said earlier, guys, listen to your lady, listen to your wife. Don't just say, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go there. I want to stay here. I want to stay right here in the United States, the greatest country in the world. Well, if you've never been out of the country, how would you know? Number one, yeah, a lot of guys have been in the militaries and stuff like that too, but they lived on the base. It's totally different when you actually live there and you are living a life the way you want to live life, not the way someone is telling you how to live life is doing. You know, so what makes moving abroad exciting? Now, here's a part folks don't always expect. Moving abroad is exciting, like genuinely exciting. It really is. There's a lower cost of living, a calmer lifestyle, higher safety in many countries. You feel a lot safer. Somebody always said, if you ain't messing with the gangs and cartels, they ain't messing with you. I'm not in their business. You'll see community in these other countries, adventure, and the chance to reinvent how you live and where you live and how your money works for you. Because you can spread your money further. It's not an escape, it's a strategy. For real. It's a strategy. So, yeah. And, let's be practical. What actually costs money? Visa fees, upfront rental deposits, travel health insurance, because you got to have that in most places, if not all places. In the first 90 days of adjustments, and we've talked about this many times, usually cost more than your normal life is going to be. The cost goes down after you've been there for a minute because Alicia always says, where to shop now. You've got a lot of those fees out of the way and stuff like that. So now you know how to live and live good, and you know where all the shops you need to go to that you can get all the discounts and different things like that. So yeah, so it drops. Then you have your idiosyncrasies. Nobody warns you about. You know what? Nobody tells you. Local bureaucracy, and we've been yelling our heads off here in Portugal. Local bureaucracies are slow. They ain't in no rush to get nothing done, it seems. You know, banking rules vary a lot. Residency times are not copy and paste. No. Cultural norms they can surprise you. And this is where having community like us and other communities makes a difference. So, what we learned is we know from Portugal, Latin America, and Asia. Portugal, safe and stable, it has stability. Latin America, affordability and community. Asia, efficiency, and modern infrastructure. There is no best place. Everybody says, well, what's the best place to go? Well, there is really no best place. It's up to you. You have to go out there and experience it for yourself to see if the vibe is with you or there is no vibe or what it is. But there's only one best for your life: your budget, your health, and your personality. Yeah. So I was listening to Stephanie Perry yesterday, I believe it was. Yes. And she was going over all the different places that not to go to because of the leaders of those countries were fascists. And I totally agree. One of the places she talked about was Italy. I enjoyed Italy, but yeah, I couldn't really probably live there unless they got rid of the lady that's in office that's a fascist leader. So she was warning. She was saying it's something that you really really want to check into before you just up and move somewhere just to move somewhere and take the time and see all the different things. I got 1,000 notes here, and I don't think I even looked at them. But what are your fears? You know, what's your fears? Ask yourself that. What is your fears? What are the things that scare you most about? For those that say, "Oh, I can't live. I can't leave the country. I don't want to leave the country. This is the greatest country in the world." Blah blah blah. Yes, because you grew up here, you understand it. But is it the greatest country in the world? Because it's not being the greatest country in the world towards Black people. It's not. It's totally opposite. Totally opposite. So what we're trying to get to you is America is in decline. It truly is. And we need to seek freedom and we need to seek safety. Yeah, we need to be in the right place with our families to make sure they're okay. And because, folks, it's going to get a whole lot worse before it gets better. You know, like I said, hey, that's scary. That's truly scary. So, the real step to relocation, what the process actually cost, you want to be somewhere where Black expats are thriving. You want to avoid all the crazy mistakes of dealing with contracts, dealing with paperwork, and everything like that. You know, you want to know how to build your own timeline. You know, so what you need is, you know, we're here to help. There's a lot of people in the chat that are here to help if you have the questions, because a lot of them have done it, are in the process of doing it, and they keep doing it. And hey, we're a community, we're family. So, you know, hey, if you want or need more help, book a call with us. Get our Ready to Retire toolkit. If you're planning on a move, grab the Move Abroad toolkit. It'll save you a lot of time and frustration. So, the biggest thing to me is, and I told myself I'd probably keep it down to a half hour. I'll look and see if there's some more questions and stuff. And there are. So let me see. Answered that one. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else starting? I have residency. Oh, okay. Here, let me pop this up here. Lynn Will, I have residency in both Panama and Mexico. Next, I plan to consider retirement residency in Colombia and South Africa. Then I believe I'm finished. that's a, that's a good that's a good clip of places to have residency in. But our thing is always have at least two. Have at least two places of residency that you can go to if you need to. Have at least two. And as we always say, have more than one, get to the point where you have more than one passport, you know, where you have more than one passport. So you have met a lot of us. What questions do you have for us? Well, like I said, one question was, what was your biggest fear? What is your biggest fear about moving across the ocean, out of the country? What is your biggest fears? What was your biggest fears or concerns, I should say? What mistakes do you commonly see when folks move? What permanent mistake versus temporary issue that can be corrected? Oh, mistakes that people make. One to me is trying to do it, a lot of it DIY, because you can get caught up. I mean, if you're the type of person, if you're that's your thing, and that's how you always do things, that's how you roll, that's understandable. But in foreign countries, one mistake, you got to start all over again, and they have no sympathy. So that I've seen people make that mistake and have to start all over, or it just delays everything further out. Um, I've seen things of people uh, going somewhere and with the wrong attitude and not wanting to, kind of wanting to be American, and that's not and that doesn't happen with black people a lot. That's very rare. But just being that outspoken American where it's like, no, 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 you can't do that. I mean, we had somebody on our meetup came, and we had to kind of tug their coattail and say, yeah, this is Portugal, okay, because you in here, making demands and do and you know don't work like that. It doesn't work like that at all. So it's understanding culture stuff, what's going on, and other than that, it's small things like that. It's just things you get used to, that people make mistakes, and they're not permanent mistakes. They're temporary. I haven't seen anybody make permanent mistakes. I am over. I'm in overdrive right now because I know my time is limited. I hear you, Allison. I hear you. I hear you. It's time to be able to get away and take a breath and relax. Put all of it behind you as much as you can. Is Cigna accepted there as health insurance? That I'm not sure of. Is Cigna is. Uh, I I don't want to answer and say yes, but I thought that Cigna had offices in our office in Europe or something like that, but I'm not quite sure. So I don't want to say yes. It's Googleable. You could probably find out that way. Gerda says wellness is important. Yeah, that's one of the big things. Yeah, in Southeast Asia, yeah, they will. Because like I said, here you can pay out of pocket for a lot of things. Here in Mexico, Southeast Asia, a lot of places you can pay out of pocket. You're not going to go broke. They're not in business to make you bankrupt. It's not like doctors here make two, three, $400,000, $1 million. It's not like that. The doctors get to doctor you. They get to spend time with you. The last my doctor's visit a couple of days ago, I spent over an hour and a half with my doctor, and we were talking. She was asking me concerns, everything was going on. We were putting together whatever the game plan for, my blood tests and all this kind of stuff. And nobody came knocking on the door. Nobody came and bothered us. She wasn't in a rush. Well, okay, well, we'll see. I'll make sure that you. She wasn't in a rush. She took her time. So I hear you, Greta. I hear you. There are less projectile objects. Yeah, this is true. This is true in the EU. Hence, that's my zone of safety. Yeah, that's true. Less projectile. There's some people that got them, but in order to get, it's rifles people have, or but in order to get them, you have to belong to a sporting club. So yeah, you can't handguns, no. But I mean, there's guns everywhere you go, but not like the United States. No way. No way. And a lot of things, we have a lot of videos, just for those who don't know, we have a lot of videos on different places, the cost of living, the cost of, prices for different things, the cost of rent to live in different places. We got all kinds of videos, and that's why I didn't want to go over numbers or anything like that, because numbers do change. But there's a whole lot of videos that you can look at, go back and look at, to give you more of an idea, to make it more comfortable for you to say, okay. And like I said, you can always put call. You can get our, mover block toolkit. It's full of information, and it'll help you if that's what you need, if that's what you want. Oh, let me see questions. Let me see. This is more like a Halisi question. Are mistakes? Oh, transferring funds. Is it better saving? Is it a better savings to use Wise or Revolt, or to transfer directly to a Portuguese bank? Uh, I'm not sure what if we. I know we've used Wise before, uh, but I think we go directly to. I'm not sure. I don't know. I know she gets money through Swab, but it depends on what the cost of it. And I never did that. I've always Halisi's always done it. She's always handled the money. But that's a good question. Okay. La 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 la. Oh, Action VJ, thank you for posting that, sir. We have an amazing help. Action VJ and Greta are just totally outstanding. Thank you both so much. They keep it going. Keep it going. Benita, learning the language. Yeah, that's so Halisi just started Portuguese lessons again. So she is taking Spanish and Portuguese again. And she says she found an excellent tutor and I should check her out. And she said this woman came with serious game. She came to teach. So I'm gonna have to check her out. So I'm not gonna say so I don't fall too far behind, because hey, let me tell you something. That look should say it all. Cause it's like this old brain is like, oh my God, she talking about conjugating and this and that. And I'm like, hey, how long since I've been in elementary, junior high school? But it's just taking it upon yourself and learning a little bit at a time, but learning it. Sooner or later, you start getting it. No, I might never ever speak fluently like everybody else. I'll be slow and falling over my words and stuff like that. But half my problem is hearing, you know, because I listen, and then of course my wife always tells me you need a hearing aid, which I probably do. Uh, and I don't always pick up all the pronunciation of the words are different things, and so it makes it more difficult. It makes it more difficult. I'm not gonna, and that's part of my frustration of trying to learn a language, because it's like, well, wait a minute, you said this, and they said no, I said this. So instead of arguing, yeah, okay, wise words, CK. If anyone is already in Albania when they are grandfathered into the EU, is one if one is already in Albania grandfathered into the EU, what's the residency status? Who? We have to check that out, CK, because I ain't never been to Albania and I ain't never even looked up Albania. But that's a good question. That's something to know. If anybody knows the answer to that question, put it in the chat. Okay, let me see, Allison. Yeah, biggest concern, Colombia speaking Spanish. Being from Colombia, speaking Spanish, and forgetting I'm in. You know what? The little bit, the greetings and stuff that I do know in Portuguese, man, let me tell you something. So we in Brussels, and at least she still does it. She does it all the time. The whole time we were in the United States, and pretty much a lot of places we went to, she'd say obrigado, obrigada, thank you. And it's like, and the cashiers and stuff would look at her like, okay. They did the same thing to me in the States. Because, it's just in your head, and the greetings or thank you or whatever, you just, obrigado. And people did he call me a name? What? And then you just laugh and say, oh, God, I'm sorry. Thank you. So, yeah, it's so weird when we're in Belgium, and I believe is it French, but so it's like merci or something like that. And I kept saying obrigado because I got so used to it. So when you do go to different countries, and I still couldn't tell you what that. I've been told many a times the time that we were in Singapore and stuff like that. But Singapore, a lot of people speak English too. But how they would say things, greeting or thank you or different things like that, and it's like, oh shoot, that's right, I'm in a different country, so you have to learn it. Hey Dennis, how you doing, sir? Thank you. Happy Sunday to you, sir. And here he is again. How do I get that on the screen? Boy, my computer is just acting crazy. Trying to put you on the screen, Dennis, but for some reason it's not letting me. Anyway, I'll read it. Thank you for the $35. As you know, it goes to our scholarship fund, y'all. So thanks, Dennis, again. Dennis, oh my goodness. It says, see, I'm here in Kuala Lumpur. Oh, okay. And to have a routine dental cleaning is only like 60 to $70 USD. Wow. Wow. I know, isn't it amazing? That's amazing. I'm trying to, yeah, it won't let me, okay, just change that one. So let me see if it'll do that. Yeah, for some reason, my computer will not let me do that. Oh, frustrating. Frustrating. Thank you, Dennis, again. Appreciate you. Let's see. More questions. Okay, another fear. House sitting retiree. The only fear I have is having to come back to the U.S. because the U.S. government has destroyed its relationship with other countries. Yes, and America gets expelled from wherever they are. So, and what I've noticed too is when I see different things on different places he's been throughout the rest of the world, they're laughing at him really behind his back because it's like you just gotta just keep him smiling, make him feel important, because he's gonna die sometime. So they just kind of appease him, you know. They ain't really they're not really serious about, oh yeah, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that, because they know it ain't gonna happen. These deals, these rare earth deals that he's trying to call himself making with these different countries, that ain't gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. So they make him feel what he do with Ukraine. Oh yeah, yeah, we'll get, and he's still fussing with Ukraine, talking about they don't appreciate, they're not showing enough appreciation for us because we're trying to. It's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're not trying to stop nothing. See, I didn't want to get all political and stuff, but yeah, he just drives me crazy sometimes. And so let me see. Questions down. Question. Oh, cool. Well, see, you on top of it, Allison. That's it. I wish I had your discipline. Now I can show it, Dennis. For some reason, it wouldn't show it at the top, but it brought it down for me, and there you go. So thank you again, sir. Just I wanted to get it out there so you can see it. Okay. Expectation. Come on, get up there. Okay, let me see. My expectation, CK, is that Lisbon is like San Diego weather year round. What's going wrong with my expectations? Yeah, global warming. I would just say global warming. Because Lisbon is, it's pretty mild. It's pretty mild. We had rain when we first got back, but it hasn't rained in the last week. So, but I'm sure it's coming back again with a vengeance. Oh, let me see who else. Question. Okay, tell me, John Malone. Have you known anyone not to be approved? If so, what are some of the reasons? Uh, Not personally know anyone that hasn't been approved. If something is wrong, if something comes back on a report, your FBI report or something like that, that's crazy, crazy, some, criminal stuff, that can stop you from being approved. Usually it's a paper. Everybody that I heard has been turned down uh, has been because an error in their paperwork. That's why I said if you do it on your own, if you DIY it, yeah, you got to be careful of that. But other than that, no, I haven't heard of a lot of people who just got totally turned down. Now I have looked at there's a Facebook group that I looked at, check with them every once in a while, and folks coming from America and stuff like that, and some of them have been they haven't been approved or anything like that, but there's usually a reason for it, and there's usually a time frame that you can correct it. But for somebody to say, no, we don't want you here, no, you can't, no, I've never heard or seen anything like that. But it's a foreign country. They can do what they want to do. That's why we're all still waiting patiently. Okay. Well, thank you, Joyce. Uh, I Rick, another great live stream. I'm dreaming of the Algarve. Oh, okay, cool. It's warmer down there. Are there any black expats there, and or is it all Brits and Germans? From my understanding, there's a lot of British people. Uh, I think there might. I think there's scattered black expats down there. I haven't really been to the Algarve, but from everyone that I've talked to, it's more. They talk about more Brits and Germans. So that's what I'm thinking that they're seeing is British people and Germans. From my understanding, it was so many British people that restaurants and stuff were using English instead of Portuguese. So let's see. Let me go back up here and see if there is anything that I miss. Nope. Wow, y'all, I actually stayed on for an hour and 21 minutes. I hope I didn't bore you. I just wanted to kind of have a conversation and get your thoughts on things. I mean, I know I am not, my wife, she's a fireball. Okay. She's a fireball and she can get conversations, but she's political. She knows and she knows her stuff. So, but hey, I had to give her a day off. Had to. I mean, not that it's up to me, but yeah. Okay, so who's asking me? CK. Uh, where does it flood in Lisbon? In the lower areas of Lisbon, uh, if you notice when you were here, CK, you saw them building out by St. Apollonia, the train station and stuff like that, and they're building their water project. And part of that is because it floods so bad there when it would storm and stuff like that, that they decided to divert and create sewage and stuff like that to keep it away. One of the other places I saw where it flooded crazy was and I think it was Caisodre, uh, in the metro. And I've seen where it rained so bad that water was pouring down, coming down the stairs. Folks had to be very, very careful walking down the stairs because that much water was coming down there. But I mean, we're on the top of the hill, so we don't get flooding. But yeah, down towards the river and stuff like that, I'm sure, areas down there, that's where you'll get flooding. Uh, mm, read that one. Okay, I want peace and less stress. I want time to do what I want to do right in Portugal. I love the history. That's awesome. You're going to come out with a bestseller. Yes, ma'am. Yes, you will. Okay. So, hey, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? How you want to do it? And why you want to do it? Those are the important things that I always say that you should ask yourself. And that should help you. Because you just don't want to go somewhere just because you've seen in a magazine. That's how retirement or living somewhere else is supposed to be. Because you're going to get bored. Things going to get, you know, they get old, they get stale. So I always got to find more and more interesting things to do. And with that, hey y'all, I can't believe I did 54 minutes? I thought it was longer than that for some reason. I see it's 54 minutes. I thought it was an hour or something. But anyway, hey, I ain't going to bore you guys anymore. Thank you for supporting the channel. Hey, and yeah, matter of fact, if you haven't, become a member. Become a utopian or a utopian legend. Join us. Hey, support us. We appreciate you. We truly, truly appreciate you being here, supporting us, listening to us, talking with us, sharing information, sharing knowledge, because no one knows everything. No one knows everything. And it always helps when you have family to help you figure things out. And I appreciate it. I appreciate, your presence. And with that, I'm going to say, we'll see you next time. See you Thursday. How about that? Love you guys.